Without that support, it makes it a lot harder for us to be able to run some of the programs. So those, materials and supplies are really crucial to the success of the projects. My name is Rebecca, and I am the National Programs Director at Focus Forward for Indigenous Youth. So my job involves the planning and implementation and monitoring of all of our national employment and skills development programs. We're a national charity that works with community partners on employment and skills development programs specifically for Indigenous youth. Our programs provide an opportunity for youth to try new things, build some skills, gain employment, providing space for them to develop a deeper understanding of themselves, who they are, and what education and career paths are available to them. Focus Forward started in 2017, actually 8 years to the day today, here in Kingston by a group of young people in response to the gaps in educational opportunities that exist between Indigenous and non-Indigenous youth. So our first couple of projects were really skilled trades focused. We worked with high schools, one here in Ontario and one in Saskatchewan, on projects where youth built greenhouses for their community. And as time has kind of gone on, we've increased our impact, we've increased our reach across the country. We've now engaged over 400 Indigenous youth in employment and skills development programming across 7 provinces and territories. We run 2 programming streams. So our first programming stream is experiential employment, where youth get to work on community projects. So they're getting some hands-on employment experience. We often work with high schools, so they're able to get some high school credits. They receive certifications and training and participate in, an array of employment readiness workshops. Some examples of this in the past, we've had youth work on greenhouses in their community. We have worked with a high school in Thunder Bay where youth have actually constructed a rink shack for their school's hockey program. We've worked with a community partner in Tyendinaga, Mohawk Territory, where youth last summer actually got to work on the construction of the new language and cultural center being built on the territory, really immersing youth in these community projects. And then, they're gaining all kinds of skills and knowledge to take with them on their journeys. We also have a traditional skills and entrepreneurship stream where, again, we work really closely with community partners and elders and knowledge keepers to provide youth with an opportunity to connect or reconnect to culture and explore pathways to sustainable living and livelihoods that are really grounded in the land and in tradition and in culture. So we work with different Indigenous craft artisans and small business owners to teach youth some of these skills and pair that, with conversations and teachings around how to start a business, what entrepreneurship can look like. Some examples of that, we've done moccasin making workshops, we've done 2 birch bark canoe builds, and most recently we did a semester-long program in Thunder Bay where youth explored the native craft and clothing artisan trade. So it's actually an apprenticeable skilled trade, and they learned the art of drum making, quill work. They made some beautiful leather wallets and leatherwork, some regalia belts, and they're actually finishing up the semester over the next couple of weeks, making some beautiful ribbon shirts and ribbon skirts. I think Focus Forward, is important because we're really trying to bridge that gap that exists, as I mentioned, with employment and education. So we work really hard to address some of the barriers that young people are facing to employment. That includes safe and reliable transportation. It includes access to skills training opportunities, appropriate work clothes and work gear. So We try to really come at our programming and our approach really holistically. So addressing some of those barriers and providing an opportunity for youth to explore new things, build their confidence and expand their way of thinking about what's actually available to them. Some things that really stand out to me as I was reflecting on, why are we important? Why do we exist? We had a youth who, through our programming, explored welding for the first time and was incredible at welding and is now actively pursuing a post-secondary education in welding. That might have happened without, our programming, but I definitely think that those things are connected. And we had a conversation with one youth after programming who shared that through the program, they were able to find a sense of purpose. And the program really actually helped their mental health because they were able to get out of their comfort zone. They were able to try something new and also participate in a project that, will benefit their community. So they felt really a good sense of belonging. My favorite part, so I've been working with Focus Forward since we started in 2017, initially as a volunteer, who then came into a paid staff role in 2020. So I've gotten to see, all of our projects from start to finish. And it's so incredible, to see young people step outside of their comfort zones and try something new for the first time and feel supported in that. It's okay to fail. There's gonna be someone who is, cheering them on. And I really love that role. And just seeing, the growth over time. You have youth who start a program who are very shy and, towards the end, they are coming into their own and coming into some leadership positions. So it's really incredible to get to build those relationships with young people and play a small part in their journeys. We have been connected with North Rose Coffee for a very long time. I think since 2019, actually. Richard was connected with our founder's family. And, we've been partners ever since. There is the donation for the burlap bags that really, truly makes such a difference. And it's been such a wonderful, wonderful partnership. And we're, very grateful to the folks here at North Roast and the entire team. The donations from the burlap bag sales, really support the work that we do. Through that, we're able to purchase different materials and supplies for our different programs. So sometimes that could look like work boots and PPE for youth that are working on, some of the construction projects, or if we're working on, an agricultural project that might go to seeds and dirt and pots and all of the things that really make these programs run. Without that support, it makes it a lot harder for us to be able to run some of the programs. So those, materials and supplies are really crucial to the success of the projects, specifically with the piece around, work gear and safety gear. That's a barrier that youth often face when going into employment. And so if we're able to, provide those work boots or provide some of those small tools for them, not only can they use it in the program that we're running, but it's theirs to keep afterwards. And so if you have youth that go on to a career in the skilled trades, they have a leg up. They're already starting with something.